So the WNBA probably has a lack of really, really, really tall players. Obviously, Brittany Griner has existed for the last 11 years. But this is Zhang Ziyu. I think I might have mispronounced her name. And this Zhang Ziyu, not to be mistaken for this Zhang Ziyu, who is the second best player on the China, or maybe the best player on the Chinese under 18s team. And this is Zhang Ziyu, who is young. Like, she is born on May the 2nd, 2007. She has just turned 17 years old. And they say she's listed at 7'3", it's without shoes. With shoes, 7'5". Just look at these clips. And the funniest part is that she can actually move a little bit. Like, she's obviously not quick, but like, she's not laughably slow. And her touch is actually good. She went 9 of 9 from the field. And she has a bit of a problem that she kind of brings the ball back to shoot the ball. But like, that's the only issue I can see with her game. Like that there. Like, if she just turned around and gone straight up with it instead of having to almost hitch back on her jump, on her finishing. She's actually got good hands. And she's 7 foot. They have her down at 7'3". She's been listed at 7'5" in plenty of places. She's got good hands as well. That is the craziest part about her. Like, look at that seal turnaround. You got to keep that ball up high, though. But still, what is going to happen to the WNBA when she is there? What is going to happen when she's there to the WNBA? And, like, you know, you'll see it if you subscribe to this channel. If we can get 11.5k subscribers by the end of the day, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But, yeah. This is Zhang Ziyu, who was at least showing that she can dominate against smaller players. She is, I'm not joking, a foot taller than an Angel Reese. And if we're looking at, like, some players that, like, aren't particularly mobile in the WNBA, like, you have to take into account that, like, Lee Yaru isn't particularly mobile either. Obviously, look, Lee Yaru is going to make her look like, or she's going to make Lee Yaru look like a sprinter. She's going to look like a sprinter. At the end of the day, she's been pretty good for the Sparks. Hasn't been anything absolutely spectacular, but she's been really good for the Sparks. She's still been good. She's still been really, really, really good as far as like a bench player in her first year, I think, in the WNBA. So it is possible. It is possible. I don't think she's going to take over the WNBA. But I also think that, like, she could dominate on the inside in a slow down setup. If you went and put her on, like, it would change how everything is played. Just like with, say, a Yao Ming back in the day, or when Boban's on the floor. As long as she can kind of somewhat get up and down the floor, which she was able to do at this level, but obviously the WNBA is a different level entirely. Like, she's not like, say, Rob Bobrovsky and the men who couldn't walk. She's coordinated. She's not the quickest, obviously. But Zhang Ziyu is coordinated. See what people are saying. Feel bad for those short centers, 6'4", going against female Shaq. So obviously, they had, says here there was a 7'2" player back in the day. And she was oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. If you look at Google Images, this is her with Becky Hammon. She was very, very tall. She was ridiculously tall. But obviously, a little bit shorter. Because, again, for 7'3", 7'2" back then meant she was probably 7 foot. She would have been listed as 7'6" back then. She's probably not too much different than Yao Ming without shoes. Like, she's bulkier than you'd expect for a 7'3" player. But that's the thing, she doesn't move very well. Remember when Brittany Griner was at Baylor, everyone said how will she ever be stopped? She's had a great career. Although 7'3", she isn't 7'3", she's an athlete. I will say Brittany Griner's not that quick. Like, I still think she's going to make it. Like, you would at least, like, second, third round picks don't make the team. I think you would at least take the player. I think you would at least take her and risk her, regardless of the fact that, like, again, regardless of the fact that she might never be able to compete at the WNBA level. If she's able to, this could be like the steal of all steals. Even if you just throw her on for like 5 minutes here and there, and you're just like, okay, yeah, go and get your buckets for those few minutes. If she even develops the ability to keep her hands up in the air, turn around, and shoot bank shots, she won't be guarded. Like, this isn't like a 6'9" Brittany Griner. She is closer to, like, Brittany Griner is closer to a guard than Brittany Griner is to Zhang Ziyu. And Brittany Griner is the tallest by quite a bit. She is, 8 inches. And if you include, obviously, because the WNBA still measures with shoes, she might as well be 7'5". So she is, 5? She's 10 inches taller than Camila Cardoso. She will just be able to turn, put her hands up in the air, and just, as long as she doesn't do this like bring down hitch thing, and she just puts her hands up in the air and shoots the ball off the backboard, off the rim, she'll score every single time. Every single time. And she actually seals pretty well. She uses her size pretty well. I'm telling you, this could be like an unbelievable center. Could she ever work on like a Caitlin Clark-led team? Of course not. But in a era of slow down basketball, will she start at the WNBA level? Again, probably not. But in an era of slow down basketball where in the WNBA especially, players like to move slowly. They like to run a lot of set plays. Run and gun hasn't really been established yet at this level. She's a perfect player. She's an absolutely perfect player for the modern WNBA. And she's an international player, which means that she's allowed to be drafted. I think, is it 20 you have to be drafted? So she's 3 years off being drafted. All she has to do is get a little bit better with stop bringing the ball back and work a little bit on her speed, because she's obviously never going to be fast, but she's coordinated. She doesn't look that slow. Like, sometimes she's the equivalent of being an 8-foot tall man. Most 8-foot tall men, when you see playing basketball, or like the 7'10" Sun Ming Ming, he couldn't move. She could actually move a bit. This is madness. This is absolute madness. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think there's any chance of Zhang Ziyu making the WNBA? Imagine if China went out with their senior team with Li Yiru playing the 4 and Zhang Ziyu at the 5. Jesus, it's just going to be throw the ball in. One of them missed, the other one get the rebound. The other one missed, the other one get the rebound. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. But again, she is potentially 10 inches taller than Li Yiru, who is also obviously absolutely huge.